Hi all, it has been a cracker of the last couple of days. If you were watching last week, you saw that we had retrieval surgery and then got into a car accident. So make sure, I'll put it in the description below, the link for last week's vlog. So make sure you check that out. And don't forget to subscribe, it really helps me out. And it means that you can follow along as we go up to date, as well as my Instagram. That's more what's happening in the moment. And these vlogs come out about a week to 2 weeks later. It's just one of those ways I really want to be open and share everything that we're going through, but it does give me a bit of a buffer and chat, so that way if something happens, good, bad or otherwise, we've just got a little bit of time to process. If you are new, welcome. I'm Katie and this is Katie's Kanga Pouch. So yes, yesterday was very interesting. They told us, and they wrote on my hand, that we got 9 eggs from the egg retrieval yesterday, which is one less than last time, but it is closer to the number that they wanted. They told me, I think they said between 6 to 8, and so 9 is just one over that. And it was like, hopefully the chances of them being mature was better. So yeah, I had surgery and came home and was just really lucky that Chad was able to be there and do a fresh deposit. I think that really helped our chances, especially because he's been doing the vitamins and supplements to help his sperm health as well over this last 2 months. So we did that. He got me home. I rested up. I wasn't in too much pain. I did pick up my prescription of Panadine Forte, but I haven't taken it. Just did regular Panadol, and that seemed to be okay. My sister came in from the East Coast last night and was just really glad that she got to spend at least one night with us. She's only here for 4 days, and so I got to steal off one of the nights and we spent all morning together, which was really just nice and good sister catch up. I miss that. I miss her being close, so being able to do that has been great. Today is Australia Day, and as you can see, I'm celebrating in Chad's robe here. I woke up and honestly I didn't sleep great. Maybe my mind was racing. So even though Sam got in at 11 o'clock, my mum dropped her off at my place at probably about 11:30. By the time we went to bed, it was probably about 1 a.m. this morning. And so just to settle my brain and my heart, I just did another Devo right before I went to bed and just was praying like calm and peace over me. I felt like I probably felt more peaceful going into the surgery than I did last night, but that's okay. So I had a bit of restless sleep, and so I woke up and I was probably in a bit more pain than I had been yesterday. So the plan was to try and go to the races with my dad and my stepmom, my cousin today. I just didn't feel up to it. I started getting cramping, and TMI, so if you don't want to listen, you can just plug your ears and start humming. They told us that spotting was completely normal, but if you spot the next day or start clotting heavily, like you need to let them know ASAP. So they called me not quite this morning, closer to lunchtime today, and I had still been spotting, and it was fresh and it was pink, but it was only when I wiped, so it wasn't like enough to yeah, I just tried to take it a bit easy, and I wasn't stressing too much. The cramping was sharp and would last for like probably 15 seconds, and then it would lighten up. And that is not uncommon for me, especially on the first day of my cycle. So I was trying not to stress out, but listening to my body. And so when they called to check up, I let them know, and they seemed to think that that was okay, but to keep a close eye on it, to up my water an extra litre. So they actually wanted me to not only drink 2 to 3 litres, which I have been pretty much for the last 6 weeks. They wanted me to drink 3 or 4, so an extra litre today, just to make sure that I'm flushing through and healing. So, but that's good. They told me I can start my progesterone tomorrow. And so I'll do one in the morning and one in the evening. And with that, it's helping to thicken the lining of your uterus, ready for our transfer. So the transfer is actually booked for Wednesday. Chad is due back on Wednesday, but we don't know what time. So he may or may not be there. We don't know yet, but he'll be home that night for sure. And so that's all going well. And then finally they gave me the news I'd been waiting for. And so, yes, we had 9 eggs, 7 were mature and 5 fertilized. So those numbers are much better than last time. So I was really happy to hear that. And last night as I was showering right before bed, I was like, come on, 6 was the number I was aiming for. So I'm really happy with 5 fertilized. We only had 3 fertilized last time, and that was out of 10 eggs. So yeah, I was really happy with those results. So just taking it easy. I am supposed to be going on a boat with girlfriends tomorrow, but again, I'm just going to play it by ear, I think, and just see how I wake up and feel. I don't want to push it. I need to be taking care of myself. Yeah, and so everything's playing a little bit by ear, and I think you just need to be gentle with yourself when you're doing this. So if you're about to go through this, or you're going through this, don't forget, be gentle with yourself. Listen to your body. It really does know what it's supposed to be doing. And yes, our bodies need some help. But if you're anything like me and been dealing with infertility for some time, I've become pretty attuned with what my body is doing. So at the moment, I'm just taking it easy. My big celebration is I'm about to go to bed, pull out my laptop, and maybe watch a movie in bed. So until the next little update, I'll see you soon. I totally forgot to mention. So as I said, I was in a car accident yesterday. Chad was going through the car park really slowly, and someone reversed straight into my passenger door. It kind of gave me a shock, but I was okay. But then today, when I'm with my sister and my mum, my car was completely parked still. I come out from the coffee shop where we had just met in the morning, and there was a guy bending over, rubbing the front bumper on the same side that we were hit. He's like, oh, is this your car? And I was like, yes. And he's like, yeah, I think I might have just clipped it a little bit. I'm like, what do you mean? You might have. And so I look at it, and yep, sure enough, he's scraped the front, which we know didn't get damaged yesterday because we took photo evidence of that whole side of the car. And then I go check the front of his bumper, and yep, front, fair enough, like the same grazing thing. So like in 2 days, we got hit 2 times when it wasn't our fault. And then we also had a near miss when I was dropping my sister off. Again, in a parking lot, I'm driving really slowly, and someone just goes to pull out without even looking, and I jam on the brakes, and they near miss, and they're like, oh, sorry. I was like, what is happening? Am I invisible? Like, do I have a sign, please hit our car? I don't know if our insurance is going to believe that in 2 days we're in 2 accidents that we were not at fault and did damage to the same side of the car, but we have photo evidence, we have phone numbers, we have contacts, we have their driver's license. So I just couldn't get over it. It was crazy. And I literally laughed out loud after I got back in the car with my sister. We both kind of started laughing like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. And I had to remember something, that especially with this, with God's promise trying to come to fruition, like there is actually a spiritual battle going on. And I distinctly remember the last time I felt major oppression coming on. And the same thing, I had this laugh reaction, and I don't know how else to describe it other than the fact that I know good things are coming and the enemy doesn't like it. And I am just excited because there's tension there because he doesn't want to see fruition happen. So it's weird that crazy stuff has been happening to us, but it's been so crazy that it's almost like confirmation that good things are coming. So, yeah, I'm just trusting God and his protection and his plan for our lives. And, yeah, I'm just feeling really good and really hopeful. So, yeah, praying that this one all works out, and hopefully we'll hear on Tuesday that we are ready to go for Wednesday's transfer.